Hello everyone, it's been a long time since we've spoke. I thought it's probably about time I get back in front of you guys. This is going to be a one-take wonder, so yeah, if there's a lot of stutters or issues along the way, I apologise, but yeah, how have you guys been? Actually, let me get a bit of better lighting. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a long old time since I've done any kind of serious post or anything of any real context. So thank you if you're still sticking around, if you're still here to watch this video. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Ryan. I'm also known as That Random Geeky Guy. I have done in the past a number of videos around custom PC building, technology, that sort of stuff. But I've been on a bit of a hiatus for a while and I haven't really been producing videos. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to jump in front of the camera, just kind of explain where I've been, and actually give you a bit of a desk tour or an update for 2023. The reason for that being is a lot has changed since I've been in front of you guys. So I guess first thing first, the big one is we've moved house. So we moved house kind of middle to late of last year. My wife and I, as many of the followers will know, had a little person in 2021. And we found actually the house that we were in was just getting ever so smaller and smaller and smaller. As you'll see around me, I'm a collector, a bit of a hoarder. We were running out of space. So we've moved to a bigger house, which has permitted for me to have a dedicated office, which is where we are right now, as well as giving my wife and my daughter much more space, so on and so forth. So that does give me the opportunity to do this video because I have a new office, which a lot of effort and energy has gone into to kind of getting it to where it is today. I'm going to share a bit of that with you as well. Life has had its ups and downs. I'm sure everybody out there has faced a lot of challenges. We're early 2023. In the UK, certainly, we're facing a huge cost of living crisis. Let's not forget we just spent the last 2.5 years going through a global pandemic. And I think there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of pressure out there for people. And I'm certainly not immune to that. So the last kind of 6 months has been really, really challenging for us. You know, we're fairly new parents, so bringing up a small person, as well as the normal everyday stresses and strains, you know, paying the bills, working hard, all of those sort of bits and pieces. What I found myself is kind of in a position where either A, I didn't have the time to make videos, or being perfectly honest, I didn't have the energy to do them. And as you can probably see from my face, I really don't have much energy right now, but the idea is I want to kind of get in front of you guys and just say, look, I still exist, I'm still around, and thank you if you've been sticking around. I really kind of appreciate it. The other thing is I just want to pose a question to everybody. How are you? How is everybody out there? The other kind of cusp of this video is to jump into kind of doing a bit of a desk tour and a setup here. This is my new home office. I say home office because I am lucky in a way that a vast majority of the time I work from home. That obviously makes family life a little bit more flexible. It makes things a little bit easier. It has its downfalls. There's some bits and pieces that are kind of challenging. I have been posting some videos over on TikTok. If you're into that sort of thing, do check out my kind of TikTok channel. I'll put a link in the video description below. And they're just kind of some short videos around life and things that have been kind of going on. So if you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to. But as I said, moving into this space, I had my own dedicated office. It's not quite as big as the space as I was in before, but if you bear in mind the space I was in before was actually a shared spare room, so it had a bed in, so on and so forth, whereas this is a dedicated office space. And I think it's a great opportunity to kind of show you guys around. So in the interest of kind of a one-take approach, it's probably not a one-take approach, because what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just show you, kind of flip the camera around, give you a quick tour of the room and kind of what everything looks like. So let's jump into that, shall we? Right, okay. So let me just stand up. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. This is just my office, clean, clear, as it always is. This is it every single day. So it might not be the cleanest at certain points, so on and so forth. I am still here, by the way. But let me just kind of give you a quick spin around the inside of the room. And then we'll kind of go through a bit of a walkthrough. So the big thing here for me is the desk. The desk was really, really important to me. If you remember in my old kind of office, I was tucked away in the corner. So this desk here, it's just a kitchen work surface, and it's just under 3 meters in length. So there's plenty of space here. So you'll notice my monitor setup's changed a bit, and I'll go through that in a bit more detail in a second. We've got a 3D printer, which we didn't kind of have before, but I've set it to my height. I'm quite tall, so it's just kind of to make it work for me, which is really good. And I've just got battens along the back back and along the sides here to support it, and these two legs here up at the front. Down here to the left, excuse the mess, like I say, this is a reality, this is where I am. Right at the very bottom, underneath the UPS with the green lights on, there's a small server there that just runs a file share and Plex, so on and so forth. Very, very low power consumption, intentionally built that way. Above that is a UPS. There's actually two UPSs. There's one behind as well, which runs kind of everything that we kind of see here. One of the things about us moving is we now are lucky to live really in the country, in the middle of nowhere. But it does mean now and again we do get power spikes, so the UPS is quite important. Above that, there's an end of 3, which is pretty cool. I just kind of got into 3D printing. Actually, my employer bought it me as a gift, which was very kind of them. Yeah, pretty awesome. I'll probably do some videos about it more in the future. I won't kind of bore you with the 3D printing stuff today, but that is what I have. You'll see a couple of bits and pieces as we go through of where I've 3D printed some bits. As we go across the desk, this is my 34-inch ultra-wide monitor, which is a HP monitor, 165 hertz, 1440p. Absolutely love it. It's great for gaming and it's great for productivity because it's ultra-wide in that aspect ratio. You can have 2 documents open side by side. But you'll also notice there's a vertical mount 24-inch monitor on the side here, which if I'm gaming or whatever it might be, I'm using kind of Discord, and then at work I might be using things like Microsoft Teams or Zoom or whatever it might be. And you've got the panel there on the right to take advantage of that without using up real estate here on the main screen. I've still got my stats monitor down here. You guys remember that from some time ago that I built. Still working strong, working well, and I've got a Stream Deck, previously there. This here, by the way, in the back is just a fan. I've got a Corsair mouse mat. The Corsair mouse mat I've had for ages and it's held up really, really well. So I'm actually going to put a link for that. Actually, I'll put a link for a load of stuff in the video description. Well, I'll put the stuff that I really like and stuff that's been good so that if you guys want to check it out, you can do so. But that Corsair mouse mat, it's got such a good glide surface. It really stands up to stuff and it's actually really, really good. I really can't big that up enough, but I've got my Corsair K65 AluX keyboard. Of all of my setup, of everything I've done over the last few years, this has kind of been a constant. I bought it a long time ago. It's almost 3 years old now. It's got cherry red switches and it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm actually really proud of how long that's lasted. I've got a Razer Basilisk V3 mouse. I had the V2, again, absolutely love it. Really nice mouse, shapes well to your hand. And there's one of your home assistants behind there. I do a lot of smart home stuff at our new house, and perhaps that's something I can share in the future. If you guys are interested in smart home stuff, stick it down in the comment section below. There's some of the 3D prints. So just a rubber duck, a little lizard. And here you go, here's a good guess. Ooh, let me just drop that, here you go, one take wonder. These are, it's something I've printed. Who knows what that is? If you know what that is, stick that in the comment section below. I think it's cool. If you know what it is, I think you'll think it's cool as well. So let's pop that back. I've still got my Beyerdynamic DT990 PROs. And the way I've set this up now, obviously I had these before at my previous setup, but you'll see here down to the right, I've slung underneath the desk here the audio interface for the mic, as well as the DAC and amp, the Fosi audio. I think it's a Q4, sat under here, which are powering those wonderful studio open back headphones. The PC remains fairly unchanged probably since the last time we spoke. So it's still running a Ryzen 5950X, 32 gig of RAM, RTX 3090. It is now all solid state. So it used to have a lot of spinning disks in it because it used to run Plex as well. But now that that's in the Plex server, I've replaced some of that storage with solid state. So I think altogether there's about 8 terabytes of solid state memory in there, which is absolutely perfect, probably a little bit overkill, but works perfectly fine for me. Up on top, some stuff that you guys won't have seen before, these Edifier bookshelf speakers. That's definitely been added since we moved here, and is very simply on the Stream Deck down here. I've just got a switch over button here that switches it from my studio headphones to the monitor speakers up there, and then just some collectibles across the top here. See what you guys can pick out. So we've got the Switch, we've got the Game Boy SP, we've got an iPod Nano, that little custom sign that a fan made for me. We've got one of these kind of knockoff Chinese emulators, but actually for the money they're not too bad. The box of the 3090, there's the Ambernic emulator, speaker, shelf, loads of RGB. Nanoleaf panels are still there. In fact, that's probably expanded since we moved. I think there's an extra 5 on that. And then one other big new thing is this here. So this is the typical IKEA pegboard. I just think they look good and they're quite useful in terms of keeping things nice and clean. There's a Govee LED strip around the back there, obviously in my colours, as I always kind of have, with all the kind of social links and so on and so forth up there to the top. My wife has one of those Creality vinyl cutters. She kind of makes gifts and crafts and such, and she made me one of those just to go up on the wall here, which was very cool of her. I've got my last video that I did, which, by the way, the video was terrible quality, but the LTT screwdriver, and I 3D printed a holder to go onto this stand, which I thought was pretty cool. And actually, a few of the clips and so on and so forth I've got on here are 3D printed, and then I've also bought some from IKEA. My advice to you guys, if you're going to buy one of these pegboards, is don't buy any of the accessories if you've got a 3D printer, because you can 3D print all of them, and I didn't realise that, and I made the mistake of buying some, but there we go, that's that. Down underneath the desk, there's actually a beer fridge, which is actually stocked. Let's have a quick look. There we go, we are stocked. We ain't looking there too much because I don't get the video banned for having alcohol or anything in it, but there is a beer fridge there, which was gifted to me by my father-in-law when we moved in, because I had the space to do it. I've got a little kind of knockoff Alex drawers there for storage. It's got gaming snacks in it and bits and pieces for the 3D printer, that sort of stuff. Lego still plays a bit of a part, I must admit, since we've moved, a lot of it's remained in storage, but there's the Saturn V rocket across on there. And if we spin around here in the back corner, I've still got a couple of display cabinets like I had at the old site. I've got my my collectible signed by Stan Lee Avengers comic book still existing, and some of the great minifigures that I've got just in here. And as we go up through, more Lego up here, more up at the top, and then a selection of comic books. Again, a bit more limited. There's some still behind me, so spin around. We've still got the signed Big Bang Theory script and a load of other comic books across the top here. And I say a selection across here. I will swap these out now and again, so there's obviously more in the collection, but it's just limited to 6. I wanted to kind of keep it nice and clean, and I think we achieved it. It doesn't look too bad. Chair. The chair is actually quite difficult to still get. So it's a Yumi. It's an Amazon brand chair, but it's actually really comfortable. And it's about £100. If I can find it still on Amazon, I'll put a link in the video description. They do a black one if you're not into the green. Obviously, I like green, but if you're not into the green, they do a black one. But that's all I've got there. Waste paper basket, and that's pretty much it. This is my office space. So yeah, let me just lay you back down, and we can jump back into the conversation. So yeah, there you have it. That's kind of where I am now. I'm going to try and do some more videos. It would be really inappropriate for me to sit in front of you and say, look, I'm going to bang out a video every week, because I just know that's not going to happen. But I do want to do more, but I don't want to waste your time. So if you guys, if there's anything that you want to hear about, smart home stuff, like I say, doing quite a bit of that at the moment. 3D printing, is that at all of interest to anybody? Do you want another PC build? What would you like to see? One of the other big benefits of where we live now is I have a workshop. So by having a workshop, I can do a bit more manual stuff, so doing kind of custom builds. Part of me was tempted to do another briefcase PC, but then I thought, you know what, I've already done that, so perhaps we can look at something else. Anything that you guys would be interested in, stick it in the comment section below. I will be doing more videos, but do also check out my TikTok channel just for kind of shorts here and there. Well, that's really not their brand, is it, shorts? But oh well, check it out if you wish to. Other than that, thank you for sticking by. Like I said, if you're still a subscriber of the channel, I really appreciate it. If you're not, please hit that subscribe button. There will be some more content coming soon, and there's a back catalogue, so go and have a look at some of the other bits and pieces I've done in the past. Other than that, thank you everybody for stopping by, and I look forward to being in front of you again soon. Take care, everybody.